3 as we are here at Avicolli's Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora right down the road from Liverpool High School here on 7839 Oswego Road in Liverpool, New York. Walking distance from the high school, and we're here every single month with our Liverpool Warriors Spotlight broadcast on Wake Up Call. Appreciate y'all being here. Tonight we are spotlighting Liverpool Warriors boys lacrosse. We've had plenty of your student athletes on. Now we have head coach Mike Felice. Please give Coach Felice a round of applause. Show Coach
And if we're doing round 3, I think I can take all of you.
So, Coach.
No, not at once.
Coach has an interesting story about what happened in our first video, and that is that bring us into how they all know each other and how far back this goes.
Yeah, it was Brooke Tyler, right?
Yeah.
Brooke,
Stabbing us in the back like that.
So I was standing there. I'm watching Brooke coming in. I just Liverpool getting pizza, whatever. Then I saw her just kind of float back there, and then once I turned and saw her, I was like, "Oh, is this happening? Is this real?" Because I've never seen it in person. I've never seen it in action. I just hear you guys talk about it, and then she came and said that. I mean, much props to her. I mean, that was awesome.
We haven't seen the game up close until just now.
That was great.
And that goes all the way back.
Yeah,
to
kindergarten.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So maybe that's a grudge. Maybe one of them pushed her down in the sandbox. You guys got to really think about what you did to poor Brooke back in the day that made her come in here today and do this. But shout out to her.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, shout out.
Shout out. Hey, that was quite the move by her. So Coach, speaking of the moves, who on this team this season put on, like, in your opinion, the best highlight reel move so far?
Dom had a couple this year. What's that? Yeah. Dom had a couple.
Okay.
Mish, did you have one? Did you have one?
What? The BTB.
Yeah. Yep.
Recent game winner.
Yeah.
Recent game winner. Around the world? Yes.
That was nice. That was lower corner too.
Yeah.
We got the Dan Tortora pizza too. Everybody has to try that.
Oh, very nice.
What we talked about, Dan?
Yeah, so just so you guys know, and
Give it a shot at Cutter's Swamp.
we're airing this live on youtube.com and facebook.com /wakeupcalldt and talking about it on wakeupcalldt.podbean.com. I just announced behind the scenes, we haven't even officially announced this, I have my own pizza at Avicolli's. DT's favorite is the barbecue chicken, and the Liverpool Warriors boys lacrosse team is the first team to try my pizza. So have fun, guys. Let's clap that up. That's pretty awesome. I had no idea that was happening tonight. So all I ask is that you save me a slice of my own pizza. But yeah. So what do you think, Coach? I had no idea this was happening. This is a positive surprise as opposed to the Brooks surprise. So the barbecue chicken pizza, which will be called DT's favorite on the menu every week here at Avicolli's from here forward. What are your thoughts?
I love it. John's always taking care of us here, and apparently he's taking care of you too. I love that.
I had no idea he was going to do it tonight. I just sent him the graphic for it, so that's pretty awesome.
It is awesome.
So thank you to John Fratto and the entire team here at Avicolli's. I can now announce I have my own pizza on the menu. Barbecue chicken, DT's favorite. So, really cool. What is your favorite thing to put on a pizza?
This is kind of weird, but I don't eat dairy, so I take the cheese off the pizza.
So you have like tomato pie?
Yes, tomato pie is my favorite pizza.
They got a really good tomato pie here.
Great tomato pie pizza.
My mom swears by the one here.
It's
so
really good.
So, tomato pie for you all the way.
All the way.
What else would you get on the menu living in the Italian world? Do you have some Italian dish you like?
I like eggplant parm.
Okay, all right.
I like, you gotta cook the eggplant right though. It's almost maybe like a little breaded. Can't just be like.
It's got to be thin for me.
Yes.
I have to have razor thin eggplant. And if you do it right and you layer it, it almost tastes like meat, but it's not.
You're 100% right. Luigi's down in the valley. You ever go down there and eat that?
I have not.
It was fantastic.
Luigi's down in the valley.
Yeah.
Okay. There was a place, I'm trying to think, where I used to Yeah, there's a place out in Cicero that used to do it like that. Just razor thin. So my mom is a fantastic cook, and if she's listening right now, I'm gonna get in trouble for this, but she'll make like a thicker eggplant. And so whenever she's like, "Oh, do you want eggplant?" I'm like, "Let's have something else," because I like that razor thin. I've never done it at home, but I need to. But Mom, it's still good, and please let me eat the food at your house because my mom is an amazing cook. So let's get into this season. You and I talked about it off the air. Some really strong moments, some learning lessons. There are no losses, there's just lessons.
Sure.
So what did you take away from this season so far?
We put these guys in situations this year on purpose, with our schedule. We told them going in that, this is one of the stronger classes that we've had. And we as coaches thought that, we need to challenge them and kind of get us over that hump for the end of the year. So we loaded up our schedule with some of the best teams around our area. Yeah. And, from where we started in our first Marcellus game when, we got exposed all over the place against a good Marcellus team to where we are now, I think that game would be a little different if we played again. And I think that's a testament to these guys and, where they've come in a short amount of time.
You said that you and your staff wanted to really challenge this team.
Yeah.
There's teams that will make it easy on themselves, and when those games that they get to schedule out of conference and whatnot, that they'll try and make an easier road. Then there's other teams that are willing to have a loss or two if it really teaches you. You went that route. What makes you believe in these guys that they were going to learn from those games?
Most of them I've had varsity for, I wouldn't say most, but the senior group have had since freshman, sophomore year. So they've gone through a gauntlet. Some of these seniors, their freshman year, they won 3 games their freshman year. And then the 2 years after that, they went to a section championship and they lost to the state champion, Bevo, twice. So they've been through a lot together.
Yeah.
And I feel like as coaches too, we feel like there's a little bond there with just going through, a really tough year and when they first started to, what we've had the 2 years following that. And we thought, this year with that core coming back, mixing with some of our guys coming up from JV and some returners from last year, that we were going to have a really good squad. And we do have a really good squad. And, I think these games are really going to prepare us for down the road. Because I really, if you look at our record, it's like, oh, they're 5-7. They're not that good. But to what these guys have been saying, that I don't believe that at all. We are a really good team. And 5-7, I mean, if you want to take us at 5-7, like, better come ready, type thing. Because they're not a 5-7 team.
And you heard all the student athletes that sat here tonight with me on Wake Up Call from Avicolli's. You heard them all say, "You haven't seen the best of us.
Yeah.
We're not done yet.
Yeah.
Don't count us out."
They're right.
So they've been pretty clear that you see what you see, but they see it in each other. They see it in themselves that there's more gas in the tank right now. How dangerous are the Liverpool Warriors boys lacrosse team right now?
I mean, there's not a chance. I mean, we're a team that can win the whole thing. We really are. And I'm not just saying that because they're sitting in front of me. I say that to them all the time, and we've talked about it for a long time. We are a team that can win this Class A section championship. And they know it. And we just are working through a couple pieces right now to, kind of get things set for the end of May. But I like where we are. We had a tough one yesterday, a little tough love yesterday. And I think we're responding to that pretty well. Had a pretty good practice today, much better energy than we had yesterday. So that was a good thing. So we're definitely, I'm excited. I mean, we got 4 regular season games left, and I mean, it's right here for us. We just gotta go do it, put it together, and take it.
Yeah, and from what you can control, what has been like the pillars this season of this team? What have been the things that you've leaned on as a coach?
I've leaned on some of the seniors to help out. Like some of these guys were saying that, I'm not really a micromanager. I'm not, and I rely on, I'll ask Owen Mish, hey, what do you want to do? What do you think? So those guys, I rely on the seniors, and Gavin, you'll take over a huddle. Sal, you'll say stuff, just to those guys that have been through it, I rely on them heavily to kind of carry along the younger guys that haven't been through it yet, to kind of build that culture and that environment in our program. And I don't know if these guys remember or not, but at the beginning of the year I said that they've done a fantastic job starting to create that culture, so when they leave, that the younger guys know what it's supposed to look like. So I've really relied on the seniors to help us.
And when you talk about help, what can you say about your staff?
Oh, the staff's phenomenal. I mean, not a lot of programs have a goalie coach specifically. Coach Compagna, yeah, absolutely. Give him some love.
Shout out, Coach. You want to talk about a silent assassin when they're talking about all this stuff. Very calm, very poised, just sitting there. But I feel like if he stared at you from across the room, like all I'm saying is on a battlefield, dead stare, you better be ready for that sniper.
Absolutely.
I'm saying that.
No, but Coach has done a fantastic job with Owen and Trevor. The improvements of those guys over the course of not just the season, but their careers here has been fantastic. Completely changed our defense and our slide packages and our terminology, and that's been just fantastic for our guys. It's been fantastic for our program. It's helped our JV guys coming up to varsity for over the several years. So to have these guys with us it makes my life a lot easier, because I don't have to worry about warming up a goalie. I don't have to worry about our defense. We can split up and go, hey, defense over here, offense over here, and we can take care of things like that, because that doesn't happen all the time. There's some coaches that have to do all those things, and I don't have to, and I'm very lucky for that.
You also didn't have to worry about dessert tonight.
Yeah, see? Taking care of it.
Let's clap up dessert. Those fruit tarts were awesome. They're very good. So, before we jump into rapid fire, you have heard what they had to say about you and your sunglasses. Have you ever shown up to practice without sunglasses?
No. No.
Okay. Do you think that anybody has figured you out? And are your sunglasses like mine, where they look light, like the ones I got in the car? They look like you can see through them, but then when you put them on, they're dark.
Yeah, they can't see my
They
eyes.
can't see your eyes at all. Okay.
I mean, I guess I should say that when it's raining, I'm not wearing sunglasses. But if it's a sunny day, I mean, they're on.
Okay.
Even if it's like overcast like this, I have them on.
Do you think anyone's been able to read you well?
I don't know what there is to read. I don't know. I think it's just like a mysterious under there, I guess. What is he doing? What is he thinking?
If the team right now had to shout out 3 words to describe you, what do you think they would say?
David Goggins.
What'd you say?
David Goggins.
What's his name?
I would think one of them would be trying to think of how to say it. I don't know what the opposite of a micromanager is. Like they've said, I'm kind of like not loose, but it's like more of a player-centered approach to things.
Trust.
Okay.
You let them grow.
Yeah, let them meet them where they are.
Yeah.
Type stuff.
Yeah.
I would say at times intense, and at times very honest.
Do you guys agree? Intense, honest, not a micromanager? Yes? All right, I got nods. I didn't get any boos. So, what's most rewarding this job for you? What's most rewarding about it?
I love the after the career in high school. To have some of the guys, having guys come back that, you don't think would have impacted over their years here. Yeah. And then when they come and tell you how much that you have impact them is a very humbling experience, and it's a very, it lets you know that the day-to-day matters, and it's not something to take for granted, and it's fun. So to be able to, to go to some of these guys' weddings that they've gotten older, it just means a lot to me, and the relationships that we've formed over the years. And then it's one of my favorite things to do is come to practice. you know, just to be around the guys, because I can't obviously play anymore. Just to be around guys that can, like, I really enjoy that, and it's one of my best parts of my day.
And I can honestly tell you that you and I built a relationship over the years.
Yeah, for sure.
You let me come to practice and you let me talk with the team.
Yeah.
More, and that's one of the greatest honors of my life. And I can honestly tell you that, you know, we've had over 5,000 people on the show, but I look at the character of the people that I have on, and you're a good man.
Thank you.
Beyond coaching. And I appreciate that warmth that you've given me with your program.
Appreciate that.
Truly.
Thank you.
And I told you, these guys, when I came in, they asked me if I needed help. They introduced themselves, shook my hand. So it says a lot about the team that you're building off the field, that they're going to be good young men, are good young men right now, because they step forward.
No, they're great kids. They're great kids. And thank you for always spotlighting us, you know, because it's cool that, you know, not all the time that these guys get a platform to be shouted out. And they deserve it. They work hard, and, you know, they should be able to be out in front of, you know, people listening, watching, just to, you know, high school athletics. You know, it's fun. It's a once-in-a-lifetime thing.
Yeah, and it's an honor. It truly is. Liverpool, I said it's been at least 5, if not 6 years now of doing this wake-up call extension into monthly with the Liverpool Warriors, so it means a lot to me and with your team, with all the teams. And shout out to Ari Lieberman and everybody, you know, superintendent, and everyone that's sat with me here over the years. So with that being said, we've played rapid fire before. We're going to play it again. You get 2, I get 2. Coach, what do you got for me? First one.
If you were not to do this job, which job or career, what would you do?
Stand-up comedian.
Stand-up comedian. You got anything for us, or are you something that's...
It's always, I got stuff that's in my phone because I do things in the moment.
All right.
I'm constantly doing stuff in the moment. And I've had a lot of interesting dating, funny advice to kids. Don't do this. Like, basically, don't date the people I dated, is what I would say. And I've told some funny stories from this seat, but I mean, I think I've learned a lot through adversity. I've learned a lot from being in an Italian Hispanic family.
Sure.
And you have to shout in order to be heard. I think that's why I can't whisper. My whisper is like my speaking voice, is what my mom says. So I would say comedy-wise, I just love living in the moment and trying to catch people on their toes whenever something comes up. So there's a bunch of stuff written. I put it on the show a lot. We do the annoying moment of the week every Friday to start the show at 9 o'clock. And there's a lot of people there's people that have caught on to the annoying moment. So I was like, now I got to watch what I say, because now with the people that are listening. But kind of handle life. I think I learned in college that when something horrible happens, and I went through something I think it was freshman year in college, and it was really difficult in my personal life. And I think that crossroad for me was depression, sadness, let somebody control your life, or somehow find the comedy in a really difficult moment. And I just chose the fork in the road to go the comedic route. It helped me heal, and now I try to help people laugh through their pain so that they can find a better tomorrow, not give up, and who doesn't want to laugh every day?
Yeah.
So, and my friends definitely, I said the tour bus, whenever that day comes, whatever you hear on stage, if you like it, the tour bus is going to be 10 times that. Because my buddies will be on the tour bus, and all that stuff is saved for the bus. So I'd probably say stand up. I'm going to stick with that, Mike, and if you were a stand-up comedian, our tour.
Dave Chappelle.
That's correct.
Chris Rock.
Also correct. I think Chris Rock's gotten better. Chappelle's just... Have you guys watched Chappelle's show? Have you seen it? Okay. Very good show.
And my third would be Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart, yeah. So I've seen 2 of those 3 when they were here. So birthday gift to myself, Dave Chappelle. And then I think around my birthday was Kevin Hart was here too. And the girl that I was dating at the time years ago, after we watched Kevin Hart, because I was sitting there going like, I would say that, I think that, especially with scary movies, he can't stand scary movies, neither can I. And so she, after the show, we got up to leave the war memorial. she put her arms around me and she goes, I feel like I just listened to you for an hour and a half. So if you go back and listen to Kevin Hart, especially about leaving his kids outside when he has them take the trash out, and if he sees something behind him, he says, just put your hand on the glass, and, you know, I'll say goodbye to you. Just touch the glass, but I'm not opening the door. I'm that type of person where if you scare me in the house, you will never be invited back to my house again. I don't like ventriloquist dummies, and people think I'm kidding, but if I had a daughter someday and you brought a doll that looks lifelike, I will not let it in the house, because if it gets in the house, then it'll take a blueprint of the house. It'll know how to get in. It'll know the locks on the door. So my ex was given a doll, and she told me she got rid of it. And I'm going through the garage, and I'm getting rid of stuff in the garage, and it's in one of the boxes. And I said, what'd I tell you about this? I said, you got to put this outside, put it in, like, you got to put it in the mailbox or something like that. If the doll sees my house, it will case my house, and it'll be ready for me. And in the middle of the night, it'll find its way back. So I don't do ventriloquist stuff. I don't do doll stuff. And I think Kevin and I have a lot in common with movies we don't watch. He watched The Conjuring, I watched The Conjuring, and our response was terrified.
The same, yeah.
Yeah. By a round of applause, how many of you guys watch scary movies? All right, there's a few. Coach, you said you do?
Oh, yeah.
So what are your top 3 favorite scary movies? This will be my second question.
Man, top 3?
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't think I like The Purge. I don't know if that would be considered like. Is that?
We can count it. It's a thriller. Yeah. Yeah.
The Purge. I would say.
There's some I can watch. I can watch Saw. I'm totally fine with those. I can watch like the first 3. After that, when you kill the villain, I don't even know how you make 7 more movies or whatever they've done. But I don't like possession movies.
What?
So we got The Purge. What have you seen recently?
I haven't. That's why. That's why I'm struggling. The Purge.
Do you have 3 movies in general that you could watch on repeat?
Yeah. Anything with Denzel in it. Love
Okay.
Denzel. Love Denzel.
I just started. I never saw American Gangster, so I'm watching that now. I watched a lot of his movies, and you know what you realize about Denzel and Tom Hanks? Whoever they play, you believe it, even though you've seen them in 70 other movies. Some people are like typecast, right? Daniel Radcliffe, Harry Potter.
Yeah.
But when you watch Denzel Washington or Tom Hanks, you believe everything they do.
I like John Wick too.
Okay?
Yeah, I would say those are my top ones. Anything Denzel.
Okay.
John Wick. 1, 2, and 3. I think there's a third.
What third one?
I'd have to go Sandlot.
Sandlot.
Going back. I love
Okay.
Sandlot.
Yeah, and I actually experienced the Sandlot, Bryan and Stratton baseball right here in Syracuse on James Street. I was talking to head coach Sean Peak, and I'm sitting there with Taj Walden and DJ Hill. Never knew anybody that stole home. All 3 of those guys stole home, and we were all sitting having a conversation. So I was the only person at that table. I was like, this is like being in the Sandlot.
Yeah.
Talking to somebody who's stolen home. So it's pretty cool. What's your last question for me?
What is the best financial advice you have received or given?
Don't give an engagement ring to somebody you're not confident is going to be there. So I would say that I had a buddy last night that's like, I still want to go to the Poconos, get your ring back. So I would say I gave an engagement ring to a girl, and I'm like, what is she doing with it? Like, is she wearing it on a necklace, or is she wearing it on her finger saying I like died in battle overseas? Like, why would somebody keep a ring if you're not getting married?
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
So I would say be very careful about your engagement ring, or get an engagement ring, get a replica of it that's a lot cheaper, put that on her finger, and then if she makes it to the actual wedding, switch it out at night.
Wow. There we go.
Yeah. And I'm single, and I'm going to stay single
I
now that
love
I've
it.
said that out
I
loud.
love
So, but yeah,
Hey, honest.
I would probably say that. My other financial advice would be don't get credit cards for the sake of thinking you have free money.
Yeah.
When I was in college, there was a girl beautiful girl, of course. She came to our college, Marywood University, and went into our dorm. So I was at Madonna Hall, and she came and talked to each of us for Citibank cards.
Yes.
And the interest rate was like 27%. But because she was pretty, and because we're freshmen in college, sign up. And then I had to, I could not, one of my claims to fame is getting out of that Citibank credit card. So I would say, don't let a pretty face fool you. Know who you're giving a ring to, and get a fake replica just to be prepared.
It's great advice, fellas.
That's what I would say.
Did you get one of those T-shirts after you signed up for Citibank?
I did.
Like, did it say old school on it, or
It said something. Yeah, it was some like college or some
Yeah.
T-shirt. Yeah, and of course
I
it was
remember
like it was over.
yeah, right.
Yeah, it was oversized. It didn't even fit me.
Yeah.
It was like an extra large or something like that. So with that being said, what a way to end the show.
Yeah, fantastic.
Me saying what I just said. Okay, but anyways, I do know some good jewelers when you guys are confident of who you know it to be. But with that being said, Mike Felice, head coach of the Liverpool Warriors boys lacrosse team. And we've seen a lot tonight. We have seen the end of a round for two of these student athletes, unfortunately. We've seen the worst happy birthday gift ever. And we've also had some awesome moments, some laughs. And Coach, as always, everything, every year, not just you, but your staff. I appreciate it. I respect you. And guys, I want to know, honestly, we're on the air. How was the barbecue chicken pizza? Was it good?
Great.
All right. Would you get it again?
Yes.
All right. So that's all I need to hear for my pizza that's going to be on the menu. DT's favorite is what it's going to be called. Barbecue chicken coming to Avicolli, 7839 Oswego Road, Liverpool. Right down the road from Liverpool High School. Go and support your Warriors. Got a game tomorrow.
Yep.
Got 4 games overall in the regular season left. And then our hopes of the postseason, Coach.